This is for my presentation for management class. I guess I thought I knew a lot more about being a manager than I actually do when I started this class. Um, I just kind of figured you were a good manager or you weren't a good manager. There was kind of no in between. What I've learned is that's not the case. Um, a lot of good managers did not start out as good managers. So they kind of learned as the plane was in the sky, I guess to say. Um, a lot of it is knowing that you don't have all the answers and being able to communicate with your staff effectively to tell them that you're not perfect, that you are also a team player. You will be in the trenches with them and help them get the job done if you need them to be, but also finding that fine line where you're their friend, but you can still call them on things if they're not doing them correctly. Um, Another part of it is that it's easy to say that you're a Christian manager. It's hard to conduct yourself as so when things get tough. Um, you can always say that you are a certain type of way, but you have to have your actions reflect that you're that type of way. That's kind of where it gets hard. It's easy to lie about things if, say, your numbers aren't right on a report or your production is down. It's easy to give excuses on why it's like that. It's hard to say that you just couldn't meet those goals. It's hard to say that you were behind. It's not always easy. Um, you have to also find a way to motivate your staff in a way that's effective for you, not to say that because so and so does this that it's going to work for your company also. You have to know your staff, know your job, know what is expected of them, and find some way to motivate them that way. um, that is also a hard thing to try and figure out. um, a lot of companies offer incentives, gift cards, extra days off, PTO time. They offer maybe come in late on a Monday or leave early on a Friday. I'm not saying these could work for all companies, but if you can make one of these work or find some way to kind of give them an extra bonus, a lot of employees respond well to that. I've also heard of some companies offering like a family fun day where if they meet quota so many months, then they'll have pizzas and movies and stuff and you can bring your family. They also offer a time where you can maybe pie your manager in the face, or dunk them in the dunk tank. That I've heard it works well. Um, Another thing that you want to pay attention to is that you're not always going to know what the right answer is. So if you don't know, it's better to not respond than to give them an answer and have to go back and change the answer that you originally gave them, or tell them that you misled them. Because what you don't want to do is cause friction between you and your employees, because if you cause a lot of friction, sometimes it's hard to gain that respect back. And what you don't want is for them not to respect you. If they don't respect you, they're not going to work hard for you. They're not going to listen to your instructions. And if you cause issues amongst you and the employees, it's pretty much almost impossible to come back from. You need them to have a certain level of respect for you, to be able to listen to your directions, and to be able to see your point of view on things. If you can find some way to boost morale and keep it up, especially when times are tough, that will help you a lot in the long run. You also have to be able to do their job. So if, say, one department is behind and you can step in and fill in, kind of relieve a little bit of the stress off the other employees, that helps. Because at the end of the day, everyone started somewhere. It's the managers that become managers and forget that they too at one time were low man on the totem pole, where they get precocious and they don't understand that it takes everybody. It takes everyone doing their job at a certain level of competency for you to get to the end goal. And if we can't get to the end goal, then it really doesn't matter what type of manager you are, because you're not doing your job. And you need them to work hard for you just as much as the company needs you to work hard for it. I guess if that makes sense. But it's it takes everybody, and it takes knowing when to admit when you're wrong, asking for help, getting down there in the dirt and working with your team to know that, yes, we are all a team. It takes everybody. No one is better than anybody else. But if you can show them that you're going to work just as hard as they are, shoulder to shoulder to get the job done, that means a lot to them. People aren't going to want to work hard for someone who doesn't appreciate it. And if you're there working with them and they know that you appreciate their hard work, they're going to do more than what you ask of them. And they're going to show up on time. They're going to care about other people's feelings. They're less likely to call in on days that they're not sick, to not show up, to do half of what's required of them, because they're not going to want their teammates to have to pick up the slack. I'm not going to say it's going to work all the time, because it doesn't. Things come up, life happens. There's things that you can't avoid that will cause someone to fall behind. In those cases, then yes, you want everyone to pull together to be able to get it done. But I'm talking on a regular basis. Like, a regular person every day doesn't do their job. That's the kind of people that you want to kind of get, nip that early in the bud. That way it doesn't become an issue. If you let it become an issue and you act like it's not happening, then you're going to cause drama with the people that are working, because eventually they're going to get burnt out of doing their job and half of somebody else's job. And really, it's not fair. You shouldn't have to micromanage other people. If you hire and put the right people in the right positions, you should know that they're going to get their job done and they're going to be able to do it in a timely manner. And you're not going to have to double check everything that they do, because at the end of the day, what you don't want to do is cause more problems for everybody else. This is just a few things that I learned. I still have a lot more to learn, but I really do think that this class really did benefit me. Thank you.